Okay, in this problem, you are going to be rounding. You have to be able to round to any place value in 4th grade. So you should be able to round some pretty big numbers. So we're going to kind of take a look at this. I need you to get your whiteboard and your markers out. Remember, you can check your answers 3 times. This has 3 different problems, so I recommend that you check your answer after you've done all 3 problems. Don't check it each time you do a problem. You will run out of check your answers. Answer all the problems first. Do the ones that are easiest first. Then come back and check your answers. Okay? So if I'm going to look at this problem, I think we just need to do a little introduction here. So if I'm going to take the number 25 and I'm going to round it to the nearest tens, I'm going to say, okay, what digit is in the tens place? Well, the 2 is in the tens place, so I underline it. Then I look to the neighbor on the left, on the right-hand side for help. And I decide, is it 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4? They're weak. If it's 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, those are strong. So because it's strong, because 5 is strong, it's going to be able to help make 2 bigger. So 2 becomes 3, and then 5 leaves. So your number becomes 30. Okay? Now, if you have the number 432, and you're rounding to the nearest tens, you underline the 10, you look to the number to the right, and you decide, strong or weak. This one is weak. 4 doesn't care. It's going to stay the same. It's not asking for help. So you just write the 4 down because 4 doesn't need any help. It's 3 that needs the help, and 3 is looking to 2, and 2 says, I can't help you. So 3 just gets stuck and 2 leaves. So your number becomes 430. So now if you're doing a really big number like 38,221 and you want to round to the nearest tens place, you're going to look to the tens, look to the right, to look to the number on the right, and decide weak or strong. Well, 1 is weak because it's under 5, so weak. So 2 doesn't get any help. 3 doesn't care, you just write it. 8 doesn't care because it's not asking for help. The 2 doesn't care, it's not asking for help. But the 2 in the tens place wants help and it's not going to get any, so it just gets stuck and the 1 leaves. So now you've rounded to the nearest tens. Okay? When you round, your number ends with a 0. Okay? Remember, I would recommend that you get your whiteboard marker out and do these with me. You don't improve unless you do them. Just watching me is not enough. Okay, so now we're going to do a whole nother number. Let's work with a bigger number, up in the 100,000s. So I'm going to have 237,688. And we're going to round to the hundreds place. Okay, so we're going to underline that, to the hundreds. Again, that 6 is going to look to the right and look at the tens. Strong or weak? Well, the 8 is strong. Now we're going to look at the 2, the 3, and the 7. They don't ask for help. They don't care. Nothing is going to change for them. But the 6, because 8 is strong, will change to a 7. The 8 leaves and takes everybody behind him with him. So 237,700 is now your new number. Okay? Now, it gets really tricky when you have numbers that actually move up in and cross into and become a whole new number. They transform. So let's look at 3,930. Let's look at 39, and we'll put that number down. 39,824. We're going to look at that. All right, and we're going to round this one to the nearest 1,000. So the 9 is in the 1,000, so we're going to look at that. It's going to look at the 8. 8 is strong, so it's going to turn the 9 into a 10. So that 10 actually gets added, that because it's 10, because it becomes 10, that 10 adds to the 3, so the 3 changes. In this case, because you have a 9, it becomes 10, so that 1 gets carried over to the 10,000 spot, and the 3 also changes to a 4. The 9, because it's no longer 9, it moved and bumped the 3 up, becomes a 0, and everything becomes a 0 after it. So 39,824 transformed into 40,000. Okay, so let's take a look at what we need to do here. So we have 9,923. And we're going to round to the nearest hundreds, which is there. So we're going to look, and we're going to say, hey, that number is weak. So 9 doesn't care. The 9 gets stuck, and the 2 and the 3 leave because they can't help. So this number will actually, you'll have to pick. Yeah. So you're going to have to pick those numbers in there. Is it going to actually change? So you're going to have to pick from the drop down. Actually, this one would be to the nearest 100. This one you would fill in, and I didn't put it in correctly, but this one would be, if you dropped it down, it would be 9,900, and that's what you would put in there. Let's look at the next one. You have, so on this one you have the 110,058. And then you're going to round to the nearest 1,000, which is this number. It's going to look to the right, and that's weak. So the 1 and the 1 don't care. The 0 does not get helped, and then everything else leaves. So then you're going to come over here, pick the correct number, which would be that one, and follow. So then looking at 90,911, nearest 10,000 here. 9 is looking to the 0, nothing's going to happen, so it's going to turn into 90,000. So 90,000 there. Okay, this one, when I did it, I forgot that I needed the other 9, so this one should be the 9,900. That should be a 900 right there. So that one should have been 9,900 because the 2 is weak. All right, questions, concerns, let me know. Work on the problem. I'll see you soon.